Howdy folks, welcome to another video in the back garden today. It's absolutely beautiful. So got a couple more stories for you, well, one for now, and I'm gonna take you back. I've mentioned quite a few times we've worked with other artists and some great people we've worked with, some that weren't so great, but one guy who was an absolute gentleman was the Grand Ole Opry legend himself, George Hamilton IV. He was a visitor to these shores a lot over the years, and Tony Goodacre, who was known as Mr. Country Music, me and him went back a long way as well, and we found out that George Hamilton was going to be playing with Tony Goodacre at a few churches around the country like he did most years when he came over. And I found out he was playing a church in Mask by the Sea, which is my old hometown, and I thought, oh, I'd love to do that, even if it was just like to go up and see mum and dad who still live there. So I messaged Tony. This is only about, I don't know, 4 weeks before the gig, back in 2012 this was. And I said, Tony, any chance me and Lynette can maybe gate crash and do 2 or 3 songs on the show and that? And he said, I haven't really got any room for you. And he said, I can't pay any money, you know, we don't make much anyway for it, you know, to cover his flights and all. I said, look, we don't want a penny. I don't even want expenses. We will come up, see mum and dad and have a meal with them, and then do a couple of songs if that's all right with you. But we don't want to crash the show if you've got it already organised. He went, no, if you don't mind, that will be fine. So up we went, and we had a meal with mum and dad, and then went up to St. Mark's Church in Mask, where I was christened and married one time. And we met Tony. We were just playing acoustic, you know, and Lynette didn't even play double bass back then. We were both on acoustic guitars, and we met George Hamilton IV. What a lovely chap, very interested in what we did. And I thought I'd just like 10 minutes on my own with him just to chat. And Tony was busy doing stuff, you know, getting ready for people coming in, and Lynette was with mum and dad. And Tony was George was sat in the vestry at the back. And I went in, and he was just about reaching in a bag to bring us, got a sandwich out, and I went, oh, I'm sorry, George, you're having something to eat, I'll come back in a bit. And he went, no, come on in. Put the sandwich back in the bag, and he says, what can I do for you? I said, nothing, I just wanted a little chat with you. Just say it's really nice to meet you, and to be doing a couple of songs on the show with you, you know. And he said, oh, it's fine. And I asked him about some of his early songs, because he started around about 1957, and he toured with some of the rock and roll greats like Gene Vincent. He did a whole tour with Gene Vincent, and I was asking him about that, and he was really happy to talk about all that, and just an absolute gentleman. So Lynette and I went on. I think we did 3 songs. There is a video on YouTube that my sister-in-law Kathy took. And if you watch it, I'll put the link in the comments below. If you watch it and see how steady her hand is, she didn't use a tripod. She used to be a camera person for C-SPAN, a news channel in America, because she's from Baltimore, and her hand is that steady. Honestly, there was not one shake on it. She captured the whole 20 minutes. Lynette and I doing a bit, and then we had a big jam session at the end with George IV, all doing some gospel songs. So I'll put the link in there. But yeah, we just had a great time, and it was lovely to meet him, and just a real nice gentleman of country music. And he did his song, of course, Me, You and a Babe Ruth. And a lot of people in this country won't know what a Babe Ruth is unless you've seen George Hamilton, because he would bring a Babe Ruth, a chocolate bar named after famous baseball player Babe Ruth. And our kid became rather partial to those, and and I've had quite a few of them since. They're really nice, a bit sickly, but they're really nice. So that's my little George Hamilton IV story. I'll be doing some more stories real soon. Catch you later.